And this is where life is the most magical. And it's a highly vulnerable place. There are a lot of people who don't go anywhere near it in life. And those are generally the people who don't seem very inspired. So they've already proven that there's parts of your actual DNA that only get unlocked when you're faced with the unknown and vulnerability. It only gets unlocked there, and then it does its job. Like once you're there, then it starts doing things, and it creates structures that now are yours. And obviously take away the vulnerability, because now you have a structure to deal with that. But we could actually return our bodies not having fully been born because of this thing. And there's something magical about it. But before I go on, I just want to mention that you go there all the time. I mean, you do like it. Like, for example, meaning in your own little safe way, you like chaos. For example, do you ever go dancing? You ever dance? Yeah? That's not a very ordered way to be moving your body. You understand? You like to actually... Can you imagine someone walked up to you while you're dancing and said, what's your first name? Hope. Can you imagine a friend of yours walk up to you who doesn't dance and never saw you dance, and they're like, Hope, what is wrong with your body? And you're just like... And you're like, I'm dancing, you know. And she's like, well, stop. And you're like, no. And she's like, why not? And you're like, because it feels good. I like it. You know, I love dancing. You understand? Like you go chaos sometimes with that body of yours. And give you another example. This lady, you married by any chance? You ever been? Yeah. Did you notice in your married days that sometimes you would sabotage the relationship and sometimes he would? What? She's going to cry. Really? Wow. Anyway, I'll help you. When you were married to your great husband, sometimes you would sabotage things and like make him like kind of have to beg for love and whatever because of whatever he came home late or whatever he did, you know. It's part of the job of a man is to do stupid things once in a while. Like totally forget to call and wind up in the town next door by accident and say, oh, I'm sorry. You know, why didn't you call? You know, whatever. But we create chaos. We create chaos. There's something about us that we'll create chaos in what could have been total order. Anyone here ever done business? Anyone here ever been in a business, owned a business, worked in a business? Anyone here been responsible for a business? Nobody? You've been? Yeah? Okay, great. And did you ever get to a point where the business was running well? And did you take another risk to build it bigger? Yeah, you did. And then did you sleep as well as the night before once you... No, you didn't sleep well. And why did you electively create that chaos in your life? So that's what I want to say is that we all go there. We all go there. We're all willing to take a risk. And we like that. Now, we do it on our terms. You know, we do it on our terms, and we, you know, we take the risks in calculated ways, and we sabotage, like when husbands sabotage the closeness. Women do it too, by the way. When spouses sabotage their closeness, it's calculated. They're not doing something so stupid that like the whole thing's going to fall apart. They do it in a way that it's going to shake the ground a bit, and often make them closer afterwards. They'll often be closer as a result. And maybe that was deep down their dream was that I'd like to be closer, and maybe if I get you angry enough, that I'll wake up to the fact that I'm not as close as I could be, and so maybe I'll get you upset, and you'll say to me, "Hey, you were inconsiderate," and then I'll say, "Wow, I'm in the doghouse now for being inconsiderate," and causing a little bit of introspection about myself and my relationship to my wife, and so maybe it's going to get me closer as a result. So maybe that is an unconscious closeness we're looking for. But we don't like too much order. We don't like too much order. You see people sabotage all the time. All the time. People are sabotaging their order. Kids with school. Like those of us who raised kids in school. Like, you got a schedule, keep it. But there's your kid, at the house 2 hours after they left for school. And you're like, what are you doing home? And they're like, well, it's a long story. And it's like, your job's to be in school every day. Okay? Like, you don't do stuff that makes them send you home. But they can't take the monotony of the order. It's too much order. So we like chaos. We just like it. And we're kind of addicted to it. And we like, and now let's bring the edge up. We like running up to the edge of things a lot in certain aspects. We like to run up to the edge. So my two favorite sports are very edgy sports. So here, when I'm mountain biking, so I'm coming down a trail and it's steep, but it's a trail, meaning it's where the tires should go. Now there's the sides, which are like boulders and cliffs and all kinds of stuff, where the tires should not go. And for some reason, I'm it's a little immature, but I'm fascinated with this work of keeping it on the trail, which is like, I guess it's about as dumb as getting a basketball through a hoop, which is like not that exciting. But, the ball does fit. It fits through that hoop. So, like, I don't know why everyone has to gather themselves all around this sport to watch, basically illiterate people run up and down the court, trying to prevent each other from putting the ball in the hoop. Why don't you just let the guy put the ball in the hoop? Like, what's the big deal? So, let him do it. And anyway, but I'm kind of busy doing the same thing, really, when I'm focusing down the trail. And as I micro adjust the brakes and my weight and keep my center of gravity as low as possible, I'm on the edge of order. Like, I'm keeping total order here. And I'm right on the edge of chaos. Because if I lose my grip, and I'm reading the ground, because ground looks different when it's looser, and it looks different when it's tighter. And so if you pull that back brake a little too tight, when it's starting to look looser, your back tire is going to start fishtailing, and you've lost control of this situation. So that's like, I saw 2 feet of looser ground, which you can't see as loose. It's just got a different tint in the light of that time of day. I need to release my back brake at just a hair's breadth to make sure I'm not going to slide on that stuff, and make sure the tire is going to grip in. And then the second I'm on the other side of that, I got to pull a lot more of it, because I started going too fast to keep in control of that trail. So you understand, it's a total ride between chaos on the sides and order down the middle. But in surfing, the best example in surfing of order and chaos is when you're inside the tube of a wave and you're micro-adjusting your body position, both to the size of the tube, because that does undulate big and small, but also you're You know, you're just, because the wave's not just going sideways, it's kind of going forward towards the beach at the same time. So you're going sideways, but you're also allowing for some lateral movement all at the same time. And you have to have that orderly, because if you don't, if you lose the order in that chaos and you get picked off by the lip of the wave, you're going in the full washing machine mode. I mean, you're having a you know, a 400-pound enema, you know, of seawater in every orifice, and you're going to be totally disoriented. You're not even going to know which way's up by the time that wave lets you go. You literally have to look at the bubbles to see which way they're going. You're so disoriented. And if the waves are really big, you could be 20, 30 feet under the water after you've been pummeled to smithereens, which means you have to ragdoll your body the whole time, because if you use any energy, you could not have enough energy to float to the top afterwards. So you have to ragdoll the whole body and let the whitewater washing machine just do its thing till it lets you go. And so here you are in perfect order with total chaos all around you. And this is where life is the most magical. And it's a highly vulnerable place. There are a lot of people who don't go anywhere near it in life. And those are generally the people who don't seem very inspired. Shalom. If you enjoyed watching this, well, watch some more, send it, click it, forward it, join it, subscribe to it. You know, keep coming on and joining me in this amazing movement to make a big difference in the world. And the biggest thing you can do of all is to join the YomTovMediaClub.com. Please go online, YomTovMediaClub.com.